What's up, dude? Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I always have to get cozy like on my chair when I start recording. I never like start recording, get seated, get cozy, and then start talking. I don't know why I do that, but either way, today we are going to be talking about the case of Jennifer Odom because we finally have an arrest in this one. Now, I am just kind of briefly going through it. I don't have a ton written down, and that's because, unfortunately, I didn't have a lot of time for today's video. There's kind of been a lot going on today, so that being said, let's just get right into it. On February 19th, 1993, 12-year-old Jennifer Odom hopped off the school bus and waved goodbye to her friends. She lived in rural Pasco County, Florida. Pasco had a population of 286,585 people in 1993, so that's a pretty good population. She was dropped off only like 200 yards away from her front door, so she wasn't far at all from home. Kids on the bus reported seeing a faded blue pickup truck slowly following Jennifer as she walked home. For 5 days, hundreds of volunteers and law enforcement searched for Jennifer because the day that she got off the school bus was the last time anybody had seen her. They searched 60 square miles of pastures and woods. If you've never had to like search a pasture that has, even trees in it, it's incredibly difficult. So I can't imagine how daunting this search seemed to the volunteers. But finally, on February 25th, 1993, Jennifer's body was found by a man and woman who were volunteering in the search for Jennifer. She was in an abandoned orange grove in southeast Hernando County, which is 24.6 miles away from Pasco County. Her clothes were never found. She was found completely naked. 2 years later, a couple hunting for scrap metal found Jennifer's missing book bag and clarinet case. And that is like any evidence of Jennifer that people have found, like outside of finding her body, that's it. Unfortunately, the case went cold. They didn't have any leads. They couldn't imagine anybody that would want to harm Jennifer. So it just kind of fell off the radar a bit. Between 1995 and 2015, law enforcement followed hundreds and hundreds of leads, but unfortunately, they had no luck. So in January 1992, so a year before Jennifer went missing, there was another young girl from Pasco County who was horribly attacked and sexually assaulted after she too got off the school bus. The girl suffered multiple injuries to her head and skull and was just left for dead. However, luckily, she did survive. In 2015, detectives used DNA collected from the 1992 case and they ran it through the national database. They were able to get a DNA match to the son of the man who was a suspect in both cases, Jeffrey Crum. So the way the national database works for DNA, okay, if I can explain this correctly. So whenever people are arrested or their DNA is found somewhere or that they like use that person's DNA for confirming that they did something, their DNA is then put into the national database. So then if they can't find a match for the DNA in the database, they can match it to other people's DNA who is similar or like shares half the DNA as the swab that was put in from the crime, and then they can figure out, okay, so it was a relative from or to this person. I'm so sorry. I did not describe that in a very good way. I apologize. I should do a video on how DNA testing or swabs like work in the database because that was horrible. I'm very sorry. So at the time, this Jeffrey Crum was 53 years old. He was promptly arrested and charged with sexual battery and attempted murder for the 1992 attack. He was sentenced to 2 life sentences. Since the 2 cases were nearly identical, that helped detectives in 2023 to connect Jeffrey to the murder of Jennifer. Remember, they both got off the school bus around the same age. He was arrested and charged again in 2023 for Jennifer's 1993 murder. On July 27th, 2023, State Attorney Bill Gladson made a statement that the state will be seeking the death penalty. I have confidence that we have the right person and that we have the right aggravators in this particular case to treat it as a death penalty case, he said. Jeffrey will be expected to be in court on August 29th. That is the information that we have so far for this case, or what's going to be happening to Jeffrey. So we have to wait till August, which actually, that's like what, a month and a day away roughly. So we will be getting updates to this case, and honestly I feel bad for doing this one so rushed. I really do need to just sit down. Maybe I'll do a more in-depth version of this video, but for tomorrow, I think that's what I'll do. I don't like rushing cases because I feel like it's not respectful to the victims or their families. Like, you guys should get all the information in this case. So yeah, now that I think about it, we will be talking about this case, but in more detail. Hopefully tomorrow I'll do some more digging and try to learn more specifics to the case. I do have my case sources linked in the description box down below. I tried to read what I could about it, and genuinely they're okay, but to be fair, I was reading like updated versions of this case, so I'm sure there's older articles I could read and get more information. So I think that's what we'll do. Okay, game plan for tomorrow, we are talking about Jennifer Odom once again, and you will get a longer video for that. Okay, well, I'll see you guys tomorrow. You know what we're talking about. Stay safe out there. Don't talk to strangers. Don't get in strangers' vehicles. Make sure you tell people where you are going. Do not end up in one of these videos. Okay, be safe. Bye, guys.